Well, good morning. I got Hillary with me, and we
Hmm.
have a member in the studio audience. You may hear him.
Yeah.
Golly,
Hopefully you don't, but
yeah. A little bit later, he may try to chime in.
yeah.
He's
He'll
just
probably tell us it's time to end like at
mm,
8:20,
yeah, yeah,
8:30.
yeah. He's just been making faces at us so far. So
Yep.
it's good to see you, Jenny and Vicky. Monday,
I
man,
know.
Mondays roll around
May.
really
Can you
fast.
believe it's already
I
May? Oh
know.
man.
It's Cinco de Mayo.
Yes.
Next year for the men's Bible study, we hit the trifecta.
Mhm.
Cinco de Mayo is on
Okay.
Taco Tuesday, and it's men's Bible study.
There you
So
go.
we already are planning a fellowship.
I would.
It's going to be a taco fellowship for next year, men's Bible study. So men, mark it on your calendar if you're watching this later. Cinco de Mayo 2026.
Mhm.
Taco Tuesday Men's Fellowship Cinco de Mayo Fiesta, whatever. We'll come up with something. Um, this morning, good morning, Jim. We're just talking about the Cinco de Mayo next year is the trifecta Men's Bible Study, Cinco de
Mhm.
Mayo, and Taco Tuesday. So
Yep.
yeah, we're gonna do it up big. We might have a pinata with some beef jerky inside or something. Some of that. Um, Jack's. What did I forgot what that kind.
I
Anyways,
don't know.
whole different deal. That's a whole different rabbit. Um, so we're going to talk this morning about church tech. We haven't talked
Mhm.
about that in a little while, and any changes. I need to. We need to just pick 2 or 3 days and just go through
Yeah.
because
So much
all of
tech.
those are constantly changing
Mhm.
and they do pretty good about doing some tutorials, but
Yeah.
it's just finding time to do that. Usually you want to use it when you open it up. You don't have time for a tutorial.
Right. And so then you'll like click the on the later or like the exit button, and then like when next time, or at least for me, next time like when I have to do something, it's like, oh no, I didn't learn how to do that.
Yeah. Oops.
So now I have to learn how to do that.
Yeah, yeah, and changing just sometimes it's just changing stuff, but some of them like they add some really cool new features. But before we get to that, we wanted to remind you that we have the Mad Jack's Camp fundraiser a
Mm-hmm.
week from this Wednesday. So that's May the 14th at 4
4.
o'clock. We used to, we were foolish. I don't know why we
Yeah.
quit putting end times for things like that because you have people that'll show up 5 minutes till the end.
Yeah.
And so we don't, it ends when we run out.
Right.
So it's at 4 o'clock, May the 14th
Mm-hmm.
and at Mad Jack's, and you get a brisket sandwich, chopped brisket, I'm
Chopped
sure,
brisket.
chopped brisket sandwich, some chips, a fountain drink, and some homemade cookies.
Mm-hmm.
Most of them are homemade.
Yeah. There's still cookies though.
Yeah,
And
so
it's $15.
yeah, $15,
Which is actually a really good price if you think about it. Because where can you go for $15 and get a chopped brisket? I mean, Mad Jack's, like that's already worth $15.
And it's a fundraiser, so
yeah.
And we're well, bless you. I got some sneezes in the audience here. So and we're just still calling it a camp fundraiser. So our kids, we have 2 kids camps, first and second grade, and then the regular camp that's 3rd through 6th.
Yes.
And then our students, instead of going to camp, we're going to go serve at a camp.
Mm-hmm.
And so that'll be our mission trip, but we're just calling it the camp fundraiser. So
yeah,
you help raise money for those 2 things. And it's a great time of fellowship.
Mm-hmm.
I know for a lot of people, they look forward to this because that's the only time they get Mad Jacks.
Yep.
And the what do you call it? The Scouts do pretty much the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
I guess they do chips and cookie, or at least chips.
Yeah.
They do the same thing, and but it's usually while Kids Club is going on, so we can't get over there for that one. But this one will be cool, so we'll do that.
And we're gonna be, we can accept credit cards too.
Yes, so cash, credit card, check, gold bullion we'll take. So all of that, any form of payment. If you show up with no money at all, depending on your sad story, I could buy you. I could buy your dinner for you, but but we pretty well can take any form of payment. If
Mhm.
you only had Apple Cash,
We could probably take that.
yeah, we could manage that.
Yeah.
I don't do Venmo. I have the Cash App.
We
but,
could still manage Venmo.
yeah, we'd figure something out.
Mhm.
Pretty much any form of payment. We don't barter or take things swap. You know,
No.
you can't bring a really cool rock and trade it for a meal.
No.
But depending on your sad story, I could maybe do your dinner for you. So that's happening. I just want to let you know about that, and we'll blast that out.
Mhm.
I may even do a sponsored post. But what we want to talk about, if I can get my tongue working this morning, is the church tech. We have so much that happening going on. Hopefully, most of that stuff kind of works seamless behind the scenes, but we haven't really talked about this in a while. I
Mhm.
think. Gosh, where should we start? Let's start with I always call it the church app, and we're going to have to maybe in our planning meeting this morning we can make some solid names so people don't get confused,
Mhm.
and I'll quit interchanging the stuff. So when we talk about the church app, what we're talking about is on your phone is Church Center, and so you can download if I guess Apple
Mhm.
Apple Store, Google Play, whatever device you use. You can go on there and download that, and then you have to look for our church. It ought to be easy to find
Mhm.
if you have your location services turned on.
Yes.
I think you can type it in and find it as well. So
Yes.
the church app, here's the church app. That one, there's so many things you can do, and we really need to, again, in our meeting this morning, maybe we can plan out how we're going to let people know. Here's one of the cool things. I'm going to go ahead and open it up. If I can find mine here. I have way too many apps on my phone.
Yep.
So the church app is the backside that we use is called Planning Center. It's called Church Center on the app. And here's one of the cool things that you can do. You guys can't see that well, but it comes up to a home screen for you, and then we put things on the home screen that you should know. So it has a little welcome banner there, and then right just a couple down, it's the FBC Camp fundraiser at Mad Jack's that we just got through talking about. It has on here the Zephy, which is our fee-free online giving option, which is another tech we'll talk about in a minute. But if you click that, a lot of the stuff, I didn't make it so you could click to donate for the camp fundraiser because I didn't want people to mistakenly think they can reserve a sandwich that way.
Yeah, we can't reserve sandwiches.
Yeah, so if you click the Zephy, just click on the little icon, the graphic, then it'll take you to the site where you can give.
It should be the same for the camps too.
It is, yeah. You click the next one is first and second grade camp, and you click on that one, and it takes you to the registration, which is another thing that we use this app for. Is for registrations. See if I can get back now. I didn't do the beef raffle. Click on there because that really you need to have a ticket for that.
Yeah.
And I didn't want it to get too complicated. And then we've got the kids camp is on there. You can click for that. Cloudcroft Community VBS is the one. This
right
one. There. You can click that one. No, you can't. I didn't make it clickable. I'll go back and make it clickable. But you have all those things. But beyond that, so it has those. It also has upcoming events. So it'll show you the next the events that are coming up this week on that. That's just one of the things. That's on your home button. If you click onto the me part, then it has my particular calendar for me. So one of the other things that we use, it's actually part of this app, a little bit different, is to schedule our volunteers. And we're going to start pressing into this more and more. We've been working on it for the worship team and a tech team. But it's got my schedule on there, not just for those, but any groups that you are in, which we will use for community groups and stuff like that, when you make an event, then it puts it on. It reminds me I have an event today, and then of course May the 11th. So it reminds us of all of those kind of things. It also has, if you look down on that one where it's me, that this one's custom for per person. I can click my giving and my registrations. So when I sign up, if I sign up for camp, I should say when I sign up for camp, our studio audience wants to come on screen here.
He's getting hungry.
Oh, there he is,
I
Obadiah
know.
Ray. What's the matter, little guy? It's pushing his breakfast time.
Yes.
So when you register, you can go down and click, and it's got my registrations on there. Here's the other cool thing that I really need to help people understand so we can get everybody in. It has a church directory. Now, we've talked about this before. We can't list you in the church directory. If you're in the app, then you're in Planning Center, we have your information, but you have to decide to list you. Does he need to go eat?
Probably.
Poor little guy. Okay. Everybody say bye to Obadiah.
We tried it.
So long, hungry boy. So that is really cool because I have all the time people asking me for a church directory. And the best way for us to do that is to let people list themselves on here. You can update your photo. Just notice that the Ben Shufis need to update their photo, Paul and Kim. Then Jenny's is on there. Jenny's got her dogs for her photo, and so you can do that. You can upload your photo on there. You can decide how much information that you put. One of the things that they changed recently for this, and I'm assuming that they did it just for privacy reasons, that you don't list your phone number on there. You can contact somebody through the app, and then you can connect that way. I'm assuming that the reason they did that is because people were using this to get people who are in sales or stuff like that, using to get leads and stuff. So it's got the church directory on there. It's got a calendar that you can click and go to the calendar, and that's their the cool thing. We have two things, to kind of two sides of this. On the church side, we have the full calendar. So there's some things that pertain just to us. You guys don't care that we have a planning meeting at 9 this morning. So we can have that on there. So we know that it's there. And then we can, on this one, we can publish it. So this is public for everybody to know. And in here, a lot of the things that we put up on here, you can actually click and through the calendar register for events. For example, in September, it'll be our family camp out at the Slide Group area, and you'll be able to register for that just right from the calendar. And then if you go to the bottom, you've got the more, and that's sign-ups. Those are things that are happening. You can sign up for that you can go on there so you can look and see. We already have the men's retreat scheduled for next year. And we had to move that date, March 27 and 28. So you can already sign up for the men's retreat for next year because it's already there. So that's one of the things. It's got sign-ups. It's got groups. If you're involved in group, you can go on there and click. You can chat with people in your group if we enable that, depending on what group it is and what they want to do. So that's just the Church Center app. So when I say church app, that's what I'm talking about. And we can send notifications to you on your church app. In fact, I need to send one out today. We have a church member that has a twin box spring and mattress, no frame, but a twin box spring and mattress that they would like to give away if somebody needs it. So we'll send that notification out. That's the church app. Other church tech that we use is our texting system, and we've switched with that. Not that you guys care really, maybe, but the number changed to 833-260-4524. And so I always want to repeat that. I feel like the dude on TV. That's 833-260-4524. And so probably that would be good to put into your contacts. So it says FBC text. And that one is one where we can communicate with people too. That one is cool because it's a two-way kind of thing. You can text back on that. It comes to through the app, and then you have a few people that can communicate with that. We use that for a lot of stuff, for students, for children, letting people know, and then they can respond back to that, and we can carry on conversations with them. That's also the one where you can text prayer to if you have a prayer request. We have multiple things on there where you can text projects if you want to sign up to help with church projects that we're going to be doing in the summer. VBS, you can type VBS in there, it'll put you in. And a lot of those you can text it in and it'll reply with a form or something that you can click. But the texting system we have is really good. We also can set up reminders on those. For example, the men's Bible study meets Tuesday night at 6, normally online and in person. This week is a fellowship, so it's just in person. And so you can we can set those up so that you'll get a text reminder, and we can just make that recurring. You'll get a text reminder each week for those kind of things. We do that for another ministry, Mountain Moms, that meets on Wednesday mornings, because sometimes people get busy and they just need reminders. So that's our texting system. So a lot of those you'll see where we say text this keyword into that number. It's all the same number, 833-260-4524. And so that one is good to help let people know about things, sign up. It's also just good communication. If you need to ask anything, then you can do that. And it's not, sometimes if you text to me personally, I might drop the ball with that. And if I do, I'm the only one who knows about that. And then if I don't tell somebody, then it probably won't get done. When you text the text number though that I just gave, then it goes in, and you've got 2 or 3 people then that can pick that up and handle. We can assign it to someone, but it's likely to get better handled that way. I don't know if it works for you like this, but sometimes I get involved in stuff and I don't pay attention to text for a while. And so texting into that number for the church text helps really well. Let me tell you about one more. I don't want to overload you this morning. One more, and we'll call this the Bible app. On Sunday mornings, a lot of times, I don't think I mentioned it this Sunday, but on Sunday mornings, a lot of times I'll talk about the Bible app. And the Bible app is it's called the YouVersion Bible app is what we use, and that's where we put our notes in for Sunday morning. That's where Jim and I cheat. We'll go back and look at that whenever we do Java and Jesus, digging into the sermon from the week before, and it has it has some similar things as the other. You can click to donate in there. You can actually save it. My button's grayed out because I already did it. And on an Apple, it's on the top right. I'm not sure what it's like on an Android, but you can click that and save those so that after it's live, we have it live for a few days after Sunday for people who watch online. Then you can go back and get those. On Facebook is the link for that as well. So Jenny, if you're watching on Facebook on Sunday mornings, you can click on that, and that'll take you to the notes. If you're on your computer, then it'll bring it up. I see an account. It's a free account, and so I sign in with mine, and it'll take me right to the app. You can tell guests to text the word welcome to 833-260-4524. You can text serve. It tells you all that on here. You can click the link to get involved. It has a link for live stream service, text prayer to that number. Then you have the notes, but then after that, then it has what I would call announcements that are on there. And sometimes we have those where you can click a link and it'll take you to the signups for that. Not all of them. Trying to think anything else that we do. There is this is something that we need to work on a little bit more. So there's a few more things we can do with this app. This is one of those that they keep adding to, and this is free. I forgot the name of the church. Greg Groeschel. I forget the name of the church. Anyways, they do this, and then they just let people use it for free. So it's awesome. So those are three of the tech things that we use. The church app, which is Church Center, and that does a whole bunch in there. And then we have the church text, which is that number 833-260-4524. I'll memorize that. And then we have the Bible app. Those are three that man, if you can tap into those three things in our church tech, you're going to be really connected in what's happening in the life of Summit Christian Fellowship, formerly changing from FBC Cloudcroft. So that'll get you super connected into those three. Yeah. So I lost my studio audience and my co-host here. So let me pray for you guys, send you out into the week. Chance of rain today, and keep praying whenever you think about it. For the folks in Ruidoso, I saw that they put out an aerial flood watch. So pretty much anytime they get rain, there's going to be some kind of flooding. And that's probably not going to go away anytime soon. So pray whenever you think about it. Pray for the folks in Ruidoso. I know that's got to be impacting a lot of things, their life and their businesses and the whole tourism deal. So, but maybe we'll get some rain here. Maybe we'll get it here, and it'll just be nice and humid there for the forest. Let me pray for you guys. Lord, thank you for your love. I pray that, God, you would help us as a church to use the tools that you've brought to us in ways, God, that will bring you honor and glory, will bring people to faith in Christ, God, and help connect them in community in the life of this body. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Thanks for hopping in, guys. And we will see you Wednesday. Jim and I will talk about what does it mean to be redeemed, adopted, and heirs in the family of God. Love you guys. We'll see you on Wednesday.